With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
If fx is equals to a plus cos inverse x plus b for x greater than equal to 1 and minus x for x less than equal to 1, less than 1 is differentiable at x is equals to 1, then the value of b minus a is equals to, and we are given 4 options. So it is said that fx is differentiable at x is equals to 1. So that means at x is equals to 1, fx is differentiable and continuous, because we know that a function that is differentiable at some point values is also continuous at that value. So what we can say is, now since it is since fx is continuous at x is equals to 1, therefore its left hand limit at x is equals to at x tending to minus 1, as x approaching to minus 1 will be equal to right hand limit at x is equals to x approaching to 1 plus this, because it is continuous. And similarly, since it is differentiable at x is equals to 1, therefore its left hand derivative of fx will be equal to, left hand derivative, not so left hand derivative of f dash x will be equal to right hand derivative of f dash x at x is equals to 1. So what we can say is, at this is equals to 1 plus, because left hand this one is 1 plus. So okay, so what we can say is, first we'll calculate this LHL, left hand limit and the right hand limit. So left hand limit is given as limit extending to 1 minus, and for x less than 1 it is given as minus x, and right hand limit is equals to limit x tending to 1 plus is given as a plus cos inverse of x plus b. So now these two are equal. So that means limit x tending to 1 plus minus x, or 1 minus is equals to limit x tends to 1 plus a plus cos inverse of x plus b. This is given. Now what we do is, since this value is approaching negative, is slightly less than 1, so this value will be approaching to minus 1, because when you put this, so this is on the left hand side we have minus 1, and this value will be is approaching to 1 plus, that means is almost equal to 1. So this value we can write it as cos inverse of this will be the value of x will be almost equal to 1, so we can write it as 1 plus b. So we got one equation. Now we take the second case into consideration, that is the left hand derivative and right hand derivative. Before doing this, we first need to find the derivatives, that is f dash x. Now f dash x for x greater than equal to 1, this is, so this will be, since a is a constant, so its derivative will be 0. So I will write it here. So a plus cos inverse of x plus b. Now a, since a is a constant, therefore its derivative will be 0, and cos inverse, the derivative of cos inverse of x is given as minus 1 by under root of 1 minus x square. This is given to us. So what we can say is, this will become for the first, it will be 1 under 1 minus 1 minus x plus b's whole square for x greater than equal to 1. This is a derivative for greater than equal to 1, and it will be minus 1 for x less than equal to 1, because the derivative of minus x is minus 1. So from here what we get is that minus 1 will be equal to minus 1 by 1 minus x plus b whole square. This is in under root. This is under root, where this x is equals to, where we can say this x, or this x is equal approaching to 1 plus. So what we can say, we put the value of 1 here, so what we get is 1 is equals to minus 1 by under root of, when we put this, now since this is almost equal to 1, so x will be almost equal to 1, so we can replace it with 1. So this becomes 1 plus b whole square under root of square. So what we get is, now here if you see this negative and negative, it cancel out, and now we'll cross multiply. So what we are left with is 1 plus b square is equals to 1. So we'll square both the sides. What we are left with is 1 plus b whole square is equals to 1. Now 1 and 1 gets cancelled out. So what we are left with is this 1 and 1 gets cancelled out. So 1 plus b whole square is equals to 0. From here, now we'll take square root on both the sides. So this becomes 1 plus b is equals to 0. Square root of 0 is 0. So what we get from here is that value of b comes out to be minus 1. Now we got the value of b here. Now here we got a solution. So in this we'll put the value of b back. So what we get is, so now we know that 1 is equals to a plus cos inverse of 1 plus b. So we'll put the value of b here. So 1 minus 1 is equals to a plus cos inverse of 1 minus 1. So this becomes cos of 0. So minus 1 is equals to 1 plus cos inverse of 0. Now cos inverse of 0 is equals to pi by 2, the standard value. So what we get is, from here what we get is 1 minus 1 is equals to a plus pi by 2. So from here the value of a is equals to, a comes out to be minus 1 minus pi by 2, because this pi by 2 will go on the left hand side. So now we got the values of a and b, and we had to find b minus a. Now we need to find b minus a. So b minus a will be, now b is minus 1 and a is equals to minus 1 minus pi, so that is minus of minus 1 minus pi by 2. So what you get from here is that b minus a is equals to minus 1 plus pi by 2. So minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled out. So what we are left is b minus a comes out to be pi by 2. This is our answer. Let's take a look at the option. So option 4 is the correct answer.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut App today.